Gold Coast, Queensland, Australia. Day one of the 2024 Last Man Stands World Champs. Welcome to all of you tuning in. It's a beautiful day here on the Gold Coast. Hot day, mid-30s. We're at Runaway Bay, wicket 2 here, which is the backfield at this great cricket club that's been the home of the Last Man Stands Australia champs for many years now. Some of you may even remember 2010 when there was last world champs here. Way back then, Protea Coin was the South African side that took out the tournament. A lot of Australian teams here in this tournament, hoping to become the first Australian side to win a world champs. The last tournament here in Australia in 2019, the side coming out to bat, Paddies, managed to reach the semi-final down at Bradman Oval in Barrel in New South Wales. They're up against Champagne Cricket Club here, and they'll remember in the last world champs they came up against the New Zealand champions, caught short and took them out on their way to the semi-final. Can they do the same again here against further Kiwi opposition? Top Kiwi side, Champagne Cricket Club. They'll be bowling first. Andrew McClarney to open the bowling from the Kangaroo end here at Runaway Bay. No kangaroos out at the moment, probably scared off by our generator here. Open the batting for Paddies, a man well known to a lot of the Indian as well as Australian comp, Vivek Nandagam, the nephew of Srikanth Nandagam, one of the veteran umpires here in Australia, but Vivek also running the Hyderabad franchise now. He's had a very successful start there, and we're looking forward to, well, let's just watch this first ball first from Malarkey. Screwed off the inside edge there by Nandagam. Gets back for 2. The other opener, Mayo Kulkarni, better known as Monty. Decent first ball there from Malarkey. Hot conditions here for the players. Be unusual for the Kiwis, but the Australians will be well used to it. Although Sydney generally considerably cooler than up here in the Gold Coast. Second ball, spunted into the leg side there. They're going to come back for 2. That's good running again from Monty and Vivek. Direct hit comes in. They look for the 3rd, but would have been too risky there early in the innings. So solid start for both teams, 2-2s, first 2 balls. So you're saying Nandagam running LMS Hyderabad now, where the next India Super Series will be held in April next year. So check out the website if you want to check out the 2025 India Super Series in Hyderabad, open to teams from all over the world. Real top class competition there. Larky comes in, 3rd ball outside off. Nandagam plays into the offside, through to point. Is it going to go all the way? It does. Lovely placement there from Nandagam. Just pierced the gap beautifully there. Eased into the offside, and it's now a solid start for him and the Paddies, moving on to 8 without loss in the first over. Larky comes in. Well done over the wicket. Well outside off, and he's hit that well. Nandagam, has he found the gap again? He does. No. Apologies. Very quickly round there, the cover fielder. Just a single. So Mayo Kulkarni, Monty on strike now. The last ball of this first over of the Paddies innings. Veteran of LMS, Kulkarni, multiple tournaments. It's a dot ball first up for him. Played almost 300 games, Kulkarni. Average of over 56. Several of you will have seen him in action for the India Masters team in Barbados earlier this year. The inaugural World Cup Masters for Last Man Stands. Which is then followed up by the World Cup in Kenya. Several players who are involved in that World Cup in Kenya also involved in this tournament, as are the Masters players. Second over now with Mark Wright bowling. Just a single there. Watchful from Nandagam. So Kulkarni, can he get off the mark here against Wright? Can, just down to backward point. Mark Wright. Bowling figures, got 34 wickets in LMS at an average of 21. 28 games in his career so far, compared to almost 300 for Kulkarni. Comes in, third delivery, full bunger, just goes out to mid-wicket. That's just going to be a single there for Vivek Nandagam. Used to play a lot of his cricket back in Sydney, which is how he knows all these Paddies guys. He's played 123 innings at an average over 50 and a strike rate of 194. Exceptional bowler as well, with over 100 wickets at 24. So he's going to be a crucial part of this Paddies side during this tournament. Kulkarni plays it to the leg side. They're going to look for two. No, the mid-wicket fielder comes around, a good flat throw in. Come to an end. The second over, even Stevens so far between these two teams. Champagne Cricket Club and Paddies. Kiwis versus the Australians. Nandagam on strike now for last ball. Big swing through to the keeper. And then 2 overs now, 13 for none. Nandagam unbeaten on 11 off 7 balls. Kulkarni on 2. Tidy first over there from Mark Wright. Big side, this Kiwi side. They'll be confident coming over here, but not used to these hot conditions, that's for sure. Malarkey will come back on to bowl his second over. 13 off the first 2. It's a wide ball there from Malarkey. During the first run, they've played almost 150 games of Last Man Stands cricket, Champagne CC, so they're a very experienced LMS side. Malarkey comes in, outside off, and that's a beautiful ball there. Appeal, but the umpire's not impressed. So pressure on Kulkarni here. Malarkey comes in. Just bunted into the offside there for a single. So we're saying we're commentating here from Runaway Bay Cricket Club, north end of the Gold Coast, a real holiday part of Australia. So great location for all these players and teams to come to, all their friends and families for a week. Bowling there from Malarkey. Tidy second over so far after the first ball wide. Brings Kulkarni back on strike. Fourth ball, the second over, Andrew Malarkey. Good bounce there, just short, slightly short. Good running there from the Paddies. Bit messy there from Champagne Cricket Club. I'll be disappointed with that. Gifting the extra run there to Paddies, but that was put on by the pressure of Kulkarni and his quick running. moves on to 7 off 7 now. Last ball of the third over. Can Malarkey get the first Kiwi wicket of the tournament? Beautiful lines through to the keeper there. Well bowled. 2 overs, none for 15 now for Malarkey. Nandagam 12 off 9. Things are delicately poised here. Got a lot of experience in this Paddies side, waiting on the sidelines. Big tournament experience from multiple Australia national champs, Super Series events. And of course, as we mentioned before, the last World Champs in 2019 in Sydney. That was the last one here in Australia, where they reached the semi-final at the stunning, historic Bradman Oval in Barrel. Another Sydney side who will actually be seeing up next Spider Monkeys, although they were known as East Coast Wales in that tournament. Reached the final where they lost to Badrangi, the same Indian side that beat Paddies in 2019. Sadly, the current world champions from South Africa last year, the Bangladeshis heritage, were unable to make it. Very tight visa restrictions here in Australia, and they pushed very hard for it, but unfortunately couldn't make it due to that. So which team is going to have the chance to fill their boots? This is Liam Berry. A real character. That just goes through. The third man tried to get around, stop it on the boundary, couldn't quite do it. Berry's first ball goes for 4. Many of you know Liam Berry from past tournaments, from the more recently the India Super Series as well. Real larger than life character. Exceptional cricketer, both with bat and ball. Exceptional bloke off the field as well. Look at that beautiful swing away. Playing a miss from Kulkarni, but shows the pace of the big man. Smackable too, and you'll hear him coming off the pitch as well. Fantastic to see Liam here in Australia as part of this tournament. Comes in for his third delivery, Berry, the big man, slinging a beautiful swing as well, outside off. Wonderful bowling here from Liam Berry, making things hard for Kulkarni. Also an LMS veteran of over 100 games, well over 100 games. Most well known for Court Short, the side that Paddies beat, as we said, back in 2019 in Sydney, so a bit of history. Bouncer there, down the leg side, that's going to be a wide, so showing his pace there, Berry. He's taken over 100 LMS wickets and average under 30. Good economy rate as well. He's a destructive player, a real match winner. We're seeing a lot of him throughout this tournament, that's for sure. Comes in for his 4th legal delivery. Beautiful line just outside off stump, and Maya struggling with the outswing, just following it a bit. He's on 12 off 12. Be looking to get solid bat and ball in this to end the 4th over of the Paddies first inning of their 24 World Champs campaign. Berry comes in to Monty. Slight appeal there, but again it's that outswing that's doing the job for him there. So wonderful over there from Berry. 4 dot balls in it. The bouncer deemed a wide down the leg side, and the first one went for 4 down a third man, which was tough for him. So the figures of 5 off that over don't really reflect how good a over it was. Well bowled, Liam Berry. So for those of you just joining us, you're joining a Trans-Tasman clash here on the Gold Coast in Australia. Champagne Cricket Club from New Zealand taking on the Paddies from Sydney here on the Gold Coast of Queensland. Big shout out to everyone at Runaway Bay Cricket Club here on the Gold Coast, where this match is being played, for the wonderful facilities, the way that they put on this tournament. Start of the 5th over here, Mark Wright bowling his 2nd. Just down to backward square leg. The top first over there from Liam Berry. Malarkey looked very tidy with his 2 overs, none for 15. Very unlucky to have gone for 5 in his first over. Looking dangerous. Paddies, solid start so far, but they'll be looking to get a bit more expansive. Monty now on strike again, plays that one nicely into the offside. Just a single there though. Fifth over, things tight here. Champagne Cricket Club bowling very well. Mark Wright way outside off stump there, that's going to be a wide. Bit of relief there from a bit of pressure that was building on the Paddies. Vivek Nandagam started very solidly, piercing the ball through point for a 4 in the first over. But he's getting a bit more tied down here as this tight Champagne bowling continues. But then, just as I say that, that's the second wide. So, pressure release here for the Paddies. Things were really building before those 2 wides with 4 dot balls and 2 singles and a wide in the previous 7. But now that's 4 runs to the Paddies, so they're being let off the hook here. Nandagam on strike. Down the leg side again, so disappointing for Mark Wright. Especially after the tight lines bowling that last over from Liam Berry, where he was getting great outswing, beating the edge of Kulkarni multiple times. 1 ball left in the 5th over. Can Mark Wright bounce back with a wicket here? 33 for none. Last ball in the 5th over. Wright comes in to Nandagam. Outside off, full bunger. It's going to go out to the long off. They're going to try and come back for the second. Berry comes round. He's got a good arm. Throws in well, but he can't prevent the 2 there. So 2 to end the over. Decent over in the end with those wides for the Paddies. 35 for none after 5 overs. So run rate of exactly 7. Solid start, but they'll be looking to get going. There's some serious hitters in this Champagne Cricket Club team, and they'll be well aware of that. So 5 overs down. First match of this World Champs 2024 for both these teams. Reminder that the format is pools of 4. Top 2 teams in each pool get through, along with the best 2 third place sides from across the 7 pools. Crucial to pick up the bonus points in these games if you lose first up. Outside off there, but it comes back in, not just a late call from the umpire, deemed a wide. That was Liam Berry first up. Wonderful first over from him. See if he can replicate some of that outswing from the first over. Larger than life character, Berry. Fantastic to see him back here in Australia again. Kulkarni. He'll be relieved with that wide from the first ball of the over. He had a real look at Berry in that last over with the outswing bowling, so he will have thought about that before this over and how he's going to play it. But let's see what we got here. Berry up against Monty Kulkarni. On the leg side, well played, good foot movement there from Meyer. Just a single, gets him off strike. Nandagam now on strike, the Hyderabad man. As we were saying, it's a new competition in Hyderabad in India, so any of you watching from Hyderabad in India and not playing LMS yet, get in touch. As mentioned before, the next India Super Series will be there in April 2025, time of the IPL as well. That surprised Nandagam a bit there. I think the slightly heavy ball from Berry. Looks really good so far, Liam Berry. Just 7 runs off his 7 deliveries, but it's more than that. He's been unlucky to go for those runs. Very There he comes in. Can he get his first wicket of the tournament? That's muscled through the leg side there. For a moment I thought Nandagam could have been in trouble, but mid-wicket didn't have a chance, and the ball ends up flying through mid-wicket. That's a slightly unorthodox shot there from Nandagam, but it was very effective for his second boundary. Moves on to 26 off 16, and a much needed boundary there for the Paddies. Just been a little while since the last one. There was the edge off Liam Berry's first over, but bit of character there from Berry. Combative cricketer. Getting Nandagam back in his crease. One ball left of Liam Berry's second over. He sensed something good happen after that. Bit of a flashpoint there between bowler and batsman. Who's got it here? Is it going to be Berry's first wicket, or Nandagam's going to dispatch him back? No, it's just into the leg side for a single there. Mid-wicket will come in. So standard end to the 6th over. 42 for none. Paddies. Solid start for them, but they'll be looking to push on from here, knowing that these Kiwis have some serious hitters in their lineup. So earlier this year, Champagne CC overcame the Suns to take out the Nationals in New Zealand. It's great to see the Kiwi champions here in action in the first match of this tournament. Now we've got to change a bowler with James Burt coming into the attack. Nandagam on 27 not out, 2 boundaries off 18 balls. Mario Kulkarni 15 not out, 1 boundary. They'll both be looking to get going now to accelerate this run fest in the first innings. So far it's all a bit standard. They're going to need some more expansive hitting to come at some point. I think they'll be aware of that. Burt's first ball outside off stump, just bunted for 1 down to long off. Second ball, pretty much the same. Long off should come around. They could have come back for 2 there actually, because it had to be a sliding stop and then a softish arm in. That was definitely a 2 not taken, but it's very hot conditions out there. Burt comes in for his third delivery. Hit beautifully through extra cover there by Nandagam. It was aerial, but it was always safe. Big gap between cover and long off. Wonderful stuff there from Vivek Nandagam as he hits his third boundary to move on to 32 off 20. So he's getting going now. Just what the Paddies need. Can James Burt turn it around here? His first over, 4th delivery. Just been knocked through the covers for 4. Lovely response there from Burt. Squeezed into the offside, backward point comes round. Good bowling there from Burt. 49 runs after 6.4 overs for the Sydney side Paddies. Mario Kulkarni on strike, 16 not out at the moment. Be looking to get going here. Big swing outside off stump, but the outswing beats him there. 16 off 18 now for Kulkarni. Scores 49 for none after 7 overs. The other end, Vivek Nandagam, 33 off 21. Just over a third of the way through the innings. Things are delicately poised here. It's not a huge boundary here on Runaway Bay 2. It's kind of field that you would feel a lot more comfortable getting a score of over 170. But this is a high-pressure World Champs opening game, so Paddy's first priority will just be to get a decent, solid score on the board, but I know that they'd be keen for over 170 here, that's for sure. Nandagam looks like he's getting going a bit now. So we're wanting him to quickly score these other 17 or so runs and get in the sheds. Allow the pressure to be relieved a bit for the other batsmen to come in. Reminder that the batters retire on 50 in LMS and can come back in again at the end of the innings, although given the lack of early wickets here in this game, it's highly unlikely that Nandagam would be able to come back in again. Stranger things have happened though. First he's got to get to that 50. He's on 33 off 21. Important innings here for Paddies. One of the veteran Sydney sides. Got multiple players who played in Super Series, World Cup, Masters, Nationals, World Champs. So a lot of experience in the side. This is a bit of a change here in the bowling attack. Kane Story, another real character into the bowling attack. Great to see him here as well. Again, a real veteran of many LMS tournaments, Kane. Comes in, the spinner. Into the leg side there from Kulkarni. No one's gone for it, mid-wicket, couldn't see it. Just lost the ball, I think. The orange ball in the green grass. Story also, like Berry, over 100 LMS wickets, an average of 26. Again, an India Super Series player as well. That's through the offside there from Nandagam. He's placed that beautifully. Another one through extra cover, really picking the spots. Lovely play there from Nandagam for his 4th boundary as he moves on to 38 off 23 balls. Some pressure on the bowler here, Story. How can he bounce back? 2 balls left in his over. Champagne Cricket Club will be desperate for a wicket. Plays that across a hoik to the leg side. Fielder comes round and will get there, so it'll just be the 2. So now approaching the end of the 8th over. This has been a good one for the Paddies. 8 runs off it so far. Last ball. Story to Nandagam. He slogged that to the leg side. He's got it pretty hard, but it's gone to mid-wicket. So in the end, just a single to end that over. Kane Story's first over going for 9 runs, 58 for none after 8 overs. Nandagam looking good, 41 off 25 balls. Paddies will be desperate for him to get into the sheds now. Another 10 runs or so for him to retire. No 6s yet in this innings. We've seen 5 boundaries. Funnily enough, several of these Paddies lads represented the India Masters team in the World Cup Masters in Barbados earlier this year, while Rakesh Jampala, another of their lineup, was one of the Australia team's captains. Australia entered 2 Masters teams into the Barbados World Cup Masters, with Rakesh being the captain of one of the teams. So, multiple World Cup Masters experience from earlier this year, albeit for 2 different countries. Crispin. Will Crispin into the attack. Another slow bowler. Great start for him. Nandagam playing and missing outside off stump. Crispin comes in for his 2nd. Outside off. Nandagam gets hold of that. Screws up a bit in the air, but it drops well short of the backward point fielder. If we look at the field here, we've got a deep backward point, deep backward square leg, deep mid-wicket, deep extra cover now, and a wide long off and a straight long on. Crispin in for his 3rd delivery. Kulkarni goes hard. Ball goes up in the air. Lands safely just off the square. Sign that Monty knows that he should really be getting going now. A couple of big swings last few balls. So when he gets hold of one of these, maybe we'll see the first 6 of the match. None so far, and we're in the 9th over. Crispin in again. Nandagam slog sweeps that just to square leg. So steady start here for Crispin. The slow bowling stemming the flow of runs for Nandagam. 1 ball left of Will Crispin's first over. Comes in, outside off. Kulkarni plays out to the offside, and has he found the gap there? Yes, he has. That is a much needed boundary there for Monty. Into the offside, moves on to 22 now with his second boundary, and that was a terrific shot. He knew where the gap was. There was the extra cover and there was the backward point. That's a spot that we've already seen Nandagam pierce earlier in the innings, and that's a much needed boundary to end what was a tight over from Will Crispin. In the end, he goes for 7 off his first over. There's now 6 Champagne Cricket Club bowlers that are bowled in the first 9 overs. So they've got a lot of variation in their attack. Good to see. 6 of the 8 players having already bowled, and we're not even at the halfway point yet. And who've we got now bowling? Back to James Burt for his second over. Seam bowler comes in on the legs there. Nandagam follows it. It goes down fine. Will they be able to come back for 2? I don't think so. No. Nandagam moves on to 44, so potentially just 1 hit away from retirement now. Things are tense here. There's solid innings so far from Paddies, but they'll be aware that they need to have a bit of a blitz somewhere in the last 11 overs of this innings. Burt in again. Just the leg side there for a single. Single catching a bit of a breather there. Very hot conditions here in the Gold Coast. A little bit of breeze coming through now, which is much needed respite. Mid-30s. It's very still and hot kind of day when you sense that a storm could be coming at some point. Hopefully after the games are finished for the day. Nandagam on strike now. Burt into bowl. Beautifully played into the offside. They're probably just going to get the single there as long off comes around. It's a wide long off, trying to cover off that extra cover region that Nandagam's pierced a couple of times now. Solid over so far from James Burt. Just gone for 10 runs off his 9 deliveries. Burt comes in again. Kulkarni to the offside there. And it's just going to be a single to deep extra cover. Got hold of that, but not in the gap. Hit it too well to have a chance of 2. So it's the last ball now until the turn of the halfway point, 10 overs. But with a solid second over so far, can he get a wicket in straight down the ground there from Nandagam? That's just going to be a single. There's the straight long on. As Andrew Malarkey returns the ball for the end of the 10th over and the halfway point. So 70 runs for no wickets. A very solid start for Paddies, but I don't think Champagne Cricket Club will be too upset. They've bowled well, they've kept it tight. Paddies haven't managed to get away. Vivek Nandagam on 46 not out. Mayur Kulkarni 24 not out. They've certainly been on the leash, Paddies, but they've played sensible cricket. They haven't lost their heads. They're in a very solid position now to attack. They'll definitely be looking like trying to score, I'd say, aiming for about 100 off the second 10. So we could see the fireworks. Reminder then, the last man stands cricket, bowl 10 overs from one end, and then bowl 10 overs from the other end. Apart from at grounds where there's too much of a risk to the leg side otherwise. Normally it's 10 and 10. So now we're going to see them hitting with the wind to the leg side. There's a bit more wind coming through now, which will be a much needed relief for these cricketers out there, especially the Kiwis, who are used more to snow than sun. As the wind comes through, it'll be helping the batsman, or the right hand batsman at least, hit to the leg side. So a chance now for sixes, and is that the way that Vivek Nandigam's going to look to retire? He's on 46 not out off 31 balls. He's looked really good so far, the Hyderabad man. Will Crispin, great first over, albeit the last ball went for 4, bowled really well. Can he continue that in the second innings? A bit of a risk with the spinner, inviting the slog to cow corner. Let's see what Nandigam's going to do. He'll be aware that he's only 1 hit away from retiring. Paddies need him to retire. And straight up he goes for that slog sweep, but he's picked out the fielder at mid-wicket, so that's just going to be a single. Saw Kulkarni try and do that a couple of times in the last few overs, so I think he's also going to be aware that he needs a big hit here. The offside though, through to the keeper. Well bowled by Crispin. Crispin comes in. Kulkarni does go to that leg side. That's going to be safe. It's gone in the air, but mid-wicket comes around just for the single. Nandigam, 47 not out. Can he retire here with a boundary? Crispin's 4th delivery. Flies it up nicely on the offside. Beautiful bowling by Crispin. Second time in the over, he's got one through to the keeper on the offside. Lovely stuff. Can he finish this over well? It's been a great first 2 overs for him. Flatter delivery there. Nandigam gets that wide of long off. Who comes around? That's terrific fielding in the deep, dives on the boundary, manages to cut off the boundary there, so it's just 2 for Nandigam, so he'll move on to 49 off 34 balls at the end of the 11th over, 73 for none. This match following up a first match of the day of the Runaway Bay Turf Wicket 2, the second ground here at Runaway Bay. We saw Humble Hibernators win in the first game. Nandigam on strike now. Apologies. We'll actually see, just seeking clarification here from the umpire as to whether there is 1 run short or not. I think that was a short run there, so Nandigam will be on strike 48, not 49. Just bunted into the leg side. So 49 now for Nandigam. Michael Kulkarni 25. Kane Story, the other spinner, bowling. What could Kulkarni do here? Story comes in. Easy run up. Toss it nicely up there. And that's just going to be a single to long on. Kulkarni moves on to 26. Excellent spread of the bowling here across the Champagne Cricket Club team with the Kiwis. 2 overs each after this over from Kane Story after 12 overs. Beautiful stuff. Again, outside off stump, going through to the keeper. So this slow bowling spell is really tying things up for the Paddies. If we look at the last 10 balls, they've had 7 singles and 3 dots, so they're struggling to get away. Could Nandigam change that with a 6 or a 4 to retire? And he will there. That's into the gap. Beautifully hit through extra cover again. His 3rd boundary through the covers. Retires on 53 off 37 balls. Man from Hyderabad. Well batted Vivek Nandigam. Much needed retirement to get his World Champs tournament going. He was a star in the last World Champs that he played in Sydney in 2019. He started well here, back on Australian soil. He's flown in from India to play with his old Paddies mates. Excellent batting there from Nandigam. 53 off 37 balls with 5 boundaries, strike rate of 143. There's one ball left in the 12th over, 79 for none. It's going to be an interesting last 8 overs here to see how this innings goes. And who have we got out there batting now? Pretty sure it's Abhishek Sharma. And yes, now we have got confirmation. Sharma coming out at number 3 for the Paddies. Another great man and legend of LMS. Quality player, both with bat and ball. Again, one of the players that represented the India Masters team in Barbados earlier this year in the World Cup Masters. Kane Story to bowl to him first up. Last ball of his second over. Tossed up there. Sharma gets hold of it first up, but that's going to go to the long on. Just a single to get him going and end for 12th over. So 80 for none after 12 overs. Really poised here, this match. It's hard to know yet if this is a good total or if it's below par. There's been some really good bowling here from Champagne Cricket Club. The Kiwis did have a small spell, I can't remember, it was probably about 6th or 7th over where they bowled a few wides, but they've recovered well from that and they've really tightened the screw here. One boundary in the last few overs, the one that took Nandagam to retirement. But there's been plenty of dots, lots of singles, really tying down the Paddies. There's 40 balls left here. Paddies will know that they've got to score over 150, but they would have been aiming more at 170 plus. As we said, a smallish ground here, and now they're hitting with the wind to the leg side. So Sharma on strike now, Crispin into the attack again, and that's what he went for, that big swing. And that was excellent work there behind the stumps. He went down the wicket, tried to target that area that we're talking about, hitting with the wind towards the leg side now. And I don't think that's going to be the first time we see a Paddies player try that. Excellent work from behind the stumps there from low. Quick stumping. Much deserved wicket for Champagne Cricket Club. And especially Will Crispin, who's bowled really well so far. He's into his 3rd over. He's got his just rewards. He's only gone for 10 runs so far. So Monty Kulkarni out there on 26 not out. Important that he anchors this innings now. They know that they've got Vivek Nandagam in the sheds already. But here we have another high quality player coming in. Pushpinder Singh Jasal, who many of you in Australia will know from past tournaments. More well known through his matches with the Rock Lobsters than with Paddies. He's qualified to play for them in this tournament this year. Excellent player. The offside there, just hits that hard out to extra cover. A bit of a misfield out there, but they'll just run the single. Serious spin bowler as well. He's got 178 wickets at 25. Pushpinder Singh Jasal, a batting average of 62 from almost 7,000 LMS runs. Kulkarni gets hold of that one, and that is what he needs. Advances down the wicket. He saw that there was a wide long on. That was a low risk shot because there wasn't anyone straight there if he hadn't really got hold of it. Clever batting there from Monty Kulkarni. 32 off 27 he moves on to now. A much needed 6 for him and a much needed first maximum of this Paddies innings. Wonderful batting there. Got down the wicket, straight back over the bowler's head. And now he goes to the leg side. Has he got hold of that? He has. Kulkarni is getting going now. Successive sixes. The slog sweep over deep mid-wicket. Excellent batting here from Kulkarni. Just as I was saying, he needed to anchor the innings. He's done completely the opposite and belted 2 maximums. Excellent batting here. Crispin, suddenly his figures are looking significantly different to what they did 2 balls ago. 93 for 1. How can Crispin respond now for the Kiwis off those 2 sixes? The over has started so well for him with a quick stumping by Lowe. But now successive maximums. Can Kulkarni make it 3 in a row? He's hitting with the wind. Crispin comes in. Flatter ball there. Kulkarni straight down the ground. That's in the low risk zone, but the long off comes round. Apologies, it was not a low-risk zone. I couldn't see the fielder behind the umpire. But unlucky there for Kokani. Tried to go for 3 successive maximums, but those 2 have really injected a bit of impetus into this innings. Crispin deserved the 2nd wicket and he gets it. So, 2nd wicket down, but it brings to an end a quality innings in the end from Maya Kulkarni. He was steady for most of his innings, then he accelerated with a boundary and 2 sixes towards the end. Well batted. Departs for 38, having supported Vivek Nandagam, his opening partner's 53 retirement. To really get this Paddies innings off to, well, now looking like a potential flyer if they can have a big last 7 overs. So 1 ball left. Apologies, that is the end of the 13th over. So 93 for 2 now after 13 overs. Run rate is 7.15. That was Andrew Malarkey, who was a straightish long off that came round and took the catch there. Comfortable catch in the end. So Will Crispin, an eventful over there. 2 wickets, 2 maximums. He's got figures now, 3 overs, 2 for 23. Kane Story, the other spinner, into the attack. They're sensing a bit of blood with these Paddies players. Probably looking for some of the slogging to the leg side. And we got Adit Sundaresh into bat now. Pushpinder Singh Jasal plays that one to the leg side. 2 fielders come round. They'll come back for 2. So if we have a look at this field now, there's a very square deep point, deep extra cover, straight long off, very wide long on, a deep square leg and a deep mid wicket. Straight down the ground there, that's going towards long off. Is he going to take the catch? He does. Pushpinder Singh Jasal hangs his head. He falls into the trap that his batting partner from last over did as well. Kulkarni holding out to Andrew Malarkey at long off. Malarkey keeping cool under pressure. They're falling into the trap here, Paddies. Tempted by the hitting with the wind and hitting down the ground. But they got the straight long off there and it's done the job twice in just 3 balls. Big wicket there. Paddies would have really been hoping for a big innings from Pushpinder Singh Jasal. But now there's 2 new batsmen at the crease with Adith Sundaresh joined by Tarun Matana. So Tarun and Adith with a big job on their hands now to both first get off the mark, get things going and pull their team back into this. It was looking so good with those successive sixes from Maya Kulkarni in the last over. But since then, 2 wickets, 2 new batsmen at the crease. Vivek Nandagam retired. Paddy's got to be careful here just to steady things a bit and make sure that the wheels don't come off in this, what has been a fine first innings so far of the tournament for them. Kane Story comes in. Can he pick up another one? 3rd ball of his 3rd over. Outside off stump there. Not called a wide. Story comes in once again. Flat ball. Bunted into the offside there from Matana. Gets off the mark tidily. Probably say he's more of a bowler, Taran Matana. He's got a great record with the ball, an economy rate of only 6 from almost 100 wickets, an average of 20. We'll look forward to seeing him bowl in the 2nd innings. Now, Adith Sundaresh, batting average of 31, a strike rate 165. He's got 60 wickets at under 30 with the ball, economy rate under 7. It's another good bowler. But here he's got to do the job with the batting first, and he just bunts that first one into the leg side. First up, they're going to try and come back for 2. Good running there. The throw comes in. He should make it. Excellent fielding, good cricket all round there. But Sundaresh put the pressure on and he gets a reward. 2 runs, ran that quickly. That's going to be tough in the heat out there. But he's got a little breather now between overs. 98 for 3 after 14 overs. Story, 3 overs, 1 for 21. These 2 spinners have really put the brakes on, really. Paddies in these middle overs. They've gone for 44 runs combined from their 6 overs, but they've importantly taken those 3 wickets. When you think that in that spell there was also the 2 maximums. It's excellent bowling and fielding performance here from Champagne Cricket Club. They haven't given anything away, and now we're going to see a 7th bowler bowl for them. Excellent stuff to see 7 guys bowling in this innings. Josh Hoskin coming into the attack now for his first over. Field being tweaked with a bit. Let's see what we got. So we got a pointers now, well, very square, almost in front of square. Then a deep cover rather than the extra cover. No, cover's coming round more to extra cover now. So deep point, deep extra cover, straight long off, wide long on, deep mid wicket, deep square leg. That's edged past the keeper. That's a long run for the keeper down here towards the boundary. They're going to come back for 3, I'm sure. And they do come back for 3, although although Taran is making sure he walks that 3rd. Needs to keep his energy for the bowling. Very hot conditions out there though, especially in a helmet. So that is Sundaresh on strike now. Got off the mark with a 2 last over. Hoskin's first ball edged for 3. Hoskin comes in once again. Short, strong man, and that's another tough run for the keeper there. He won't even try for that one because that's gone down to 3rd man for 4. You wonder if the first one hadn't been a 3 down there, maybe the keeper would have tried to make chase there, but no chance with that one. Well played from Sundaresh. The point fielder is very square. Now they're bringing him round, so yep, the square deep point is now basically just a wide 3rd man. Extra cover coming more around to cover. Otherwise the rest of the fielding position's the same with a straight long off, wide long on, deep mid wicket and deep backward square leg. So good start to the over here for the Paddies with a 3 and a 4 off it. Hoskin comes in, side off through to the keeper. Lovely ball, well bowled by Josh Hoskin. 105 for 3 after 14.3 overs. This match could go any way from here. Hoskin in again. Full ball through to the keeper. Well bowled, sir. Just having a look at what's happening here. Slight delay in proceedings. So just over 5 overs to go. 105 for 3. Saying earlier that Paddies would have been keen for 170. It's a long way from here for them to get to that. First target would definitely be to post more than 150. Hoskin comes in to end his over. Full bunger outside off stump, and they brought the 3rd man into play, so that's just going to be a single now there. 106 for 3 after 15 overs, 25 balls left. A reminder about last man stands overs, 5 balls and over. 25 balls left 5 wickets remaining for the Paddies. They've got Vivek Nandagam in the sheds. So there's no pressure on these batsmen. They know that there's more batting to come. Hoskins' first over, 8 runs off it. Very good first over. He was unlucky with the first 2. Well, they didn't have a third man fielder. Would have just been 3 runs off the over otherwise. Five overs to go. Hot conditions out there. What have we got? So Sundaresh and Matana, both new to the crease, but they've looked good so far. Some quick running between the wickets as well, so they understand the urgency of the situation. Brilliant to see 7 different bowlers bowling for Champagne Cricket Club, where it should be in LMS. And this is where the fireworks start again. Liam Berry back into the attack. One of the more popular men in LMS, real character on and off the field. Seriously quick bowler when he gets going as well. A very big hitter with the bat as well. Real game changer, Berry. Let's see what he can do here. You sense something's going to happen. Comes in, slings it down, and then into the offside. They could come back for 2 there. Cover comes round, third man comes round. They will come for 2. So when we look at Berry's fielder here, he's got the backward square leg now. Mid-wicket, very wide long on, a wide long off, and a deep cover point with an extremely wide third man. So, very big gap straight down the ground. That's played into the offside again. They may be able to come back for 2 as well if they run quickly. Difficult for the fielders in these conditions. These Kiwis not used to the heat either. Be tough for them out there today. It's mid-30s and it's now 1:30 in the afternoon. So tough conditions out there. You sense the storm will be coming at some point, but hopefully that'll be after play. We've got one more match to come today. There he comes in for the third ball of his third over. Quick bowling through to the keeper. Really bent his back on that one. Lovely stuff there from Liam Berry. Sundaresh on 11 not out. Matana on 4 not out. Berry comes in for his 4th delivery. Can he back up that previous dot ball? Again, short, quick, goes to the offside there. They may come back for 2. Yes, they do. Will the throw come in? They'll comfortably make it. So 3 2s in the over so far for Paddies. Sundaresh moves on to 13 off 9, but he's going to be puffed. 3 2s this over so far. They're obviously fit men, these 2. Saw in the first match on the main field here at Runaway Bay. Today, tradies, you can't trust the home side. Only ran 1-2 in their whole innings as they went down in a shock first defeat. Just goes there, third man comes in. Oh, great effort. He was actually about 2/3 of the way in off the boundary there, so that was obviously tactical. He came forward a few meters and a good dive there to get there, but ended up just bouncing off his chest. He's going to feel puffed there. Whoa. First match of the tournament. I think that was Josh Hoskin. Tough chance there. But Adit Sundaresh survives that and move on to 14 off 10. But still good over there for Champagne Cricket Club. 7 runs off it. 113 for 3 now, the Paddies, with 4 overs left. They'll be looking for a big last 4 overs here to get up to around the 150 mark. So into the attack now is Mark Wright, one of the opening bowlers. Bowled very well at the start of the innings to get the early pressure on. Just went for 15 runs. Comes back in for his 3rd over here. full. That goes up in the air high. Is this going to be a third catch at long off of the innings? He pouches it very safely. Sundaresh goes 14 off 11 balls. He hit a maximum in there, and he becomes the third batsman to be caught at long off in the last few overs since the turn. And it's a third catch for Andrew Malarkey. Safe hands out there in the deep from the opening bowler. He's had 3 chances and he's taken them all, dismissing Kulkarni, Pushpinder Singh Jasal, and now Adis Sundaresh out there in the deep as Mark Wright picks up his first wicket. Figures of 1 for 15 now. And the early Champagne Cricket Club pressure, which yielded no wickets in the first 10 overs, are finally paying dividends as Paddies are having to go harder in the latter stages, and the chances are coming and they're not being put down by the Kiwis, showing the class that made them the national champions earlier this year. As we said before though, Paddies, they've beaten 1 national champions from New Zealand in a World Champs. The last time they played in Sydney, the last World Champs in Australia, which was in 2019 in Sydney, when they took out Court Short. Some of these players here today for Champagne Cricket Club, including Liam Berry, played for that Court Short side. Apologies if there's several more. It's just Liam Berry does stand out a bit over the years. Hard to forget the man. But we're not going to forget Andrew Malarkey today. 3 catches in a row down at long off. Can he make it 4 in the closing stages? He's actually going to be long on to Rakesh Jampala, the left-hander. He solidly plays that into the leg side. First ball, and he's going to come back for 2 straight up. Good running from Jampala. Oh, it's gone through, so he gets 3 in the end. Excellent awareness from Jampala, putting the pressure on with the 2, and then he gets 3 in the end. He's played almost 300 innings of LMS, Rakesh Jampala. 9,000 runs, an average of over 44. As we said earlier, he was one of the Australia Masters team captains. He's been a Sydney Super Series captain twice. Very experienced player, Rakesh Jampala, to come in especially so late in the innings. Matana hits that into the leg side. They're really pushing things hard now, the Paddies. Excellent running there from Jampala to come back for the 2. Matana moves on to 6 off 4 deliveries. And he's a wonderful keeper, Rakesh, as well, with the gloves. So he'll be a big addition behind the stumps, especially to the bowling of Pushpinder Singh Jasal, the high-quality spinner that they've got in the fold for this tournament. Good comeback ball there from Mark Wright. Outside off stump, just a dot ball. 118 for 4, 3.1 overs to go, so just 16 deliveries left. Can Paddies get up over that 150 mark? That'll be a big morale boost for them. Again, outside off stump. Good bowling there from Mark Wright to end his 3rd over. 3 overs, 1 for 20 for Mark Wright now. 2 dot balls, putting a bit of pressure on. We'll bring Rakesh Jampala on strike for the next over. So 15 balls left here between Paddies of Australia, the Sydney boys, up against the Kiwis, Champagne Cricket Club, the national Kiwi champions. It's going to be the man who's taken 3 catches, Andrew Malarkey, back into the attack, the opening bowler. Good first up from Malarkey there. Keeps the pressure going. Rakesh with 3 off his first delivery. Pushing the running hard. Tries the clever shot there, but doesn't get hold of it. But they'll come through for a leg bite. So Champagne Cricket Club, just looking at the nationals from New Zealand back in March this year. 100% record in that tournament. Thrilling win for them though. Just got over the line. 195 to the Suns, 194 in the grand final. Winning in 20 overs, so last ball win there for the national final in New Zealand. So the only side with a 100% record and the national champions. So great to see them over here in Australia as part of this World Champs. Malarkey with a dot ball there. Excellent bowling from Malarkey. Let's do a bit of fielding myself here. Oh no, I'll let this Kiwi looks like he's got a bit of energy in him. Let him come round far easier than me. I'll use the excuse of the microphone to not pick that up. Well, there we go. So, Malarkey, clean bowls Taran Matana. He's looked really good so far. Matana goes for 6 off 8 deliveries. The pressure really telling now. Just 17 runs off his 2.3 overs so far for Andrew Malarkey. Excellent bowling from him. Who we got next? So Amit Kapoor coming in at number 8 here for the Paddies. Another vastly experienced player to join Rakesh at the crease. A reminder that we've got Vivek Nandagam in the sheds, the Hyderabad man. Amit Kapoor, more of a bowler. He's taken 180 wickets at just 24 runs a wicket. But he's got a job to do here. He'll be looking to run hard with Rakesh Jampala out there. They know that they've got Vivek Nandagam to come back in. We're in the closing stages here, and pressure on the Paddies as the Kiwis turn the screw. Kapoor's first ball facing up against Malarkey. 4th delivery of Malarkey's 3rd over. Comes in the tall man, outside off. Just pushed into the offside. They may be able to come back for 2 there. Amit Kapoor nicely into the gap. Long off comes round, fields it. And are they going to come back for a 3rd? No, there's a slight misfield there. So just 2 there for Kapoor to get off the mark. You do sense that they need Vivek Nandagam to come back in and make a bit of hay here if they're going to post a competitive total. You sense now that this is nowhere near enough for the Paddies. Malarkey swings that one in beautifully, and he's sent on his way by the umpire. That was a good ball there from Andrew Malarkey. A little bit of in-swing, full bunger. Lovely stuff. So he's come back into the attack, the opening bowler, and he's picked up 2 wickets following up from his 3 catches at long off. Superb stuff here from the big Kiwi. 2 for 19 now off his 3 overs. Malarkey, take a bow, sir. Well, if he got a 3rd wicket, along with his 3 catches, that's one way to play a game of LMS. That does bring Vivek Nandagam back to the crease, the retiree. That's what Paddies need, but they also don't need a wicket here. Particularly, they don't need Nandagam to get out. There's a lot of runs in Rakesh Jampala, but Nandagam's the hitter here, and he's the right-hander that will be hitting with the wind as well. If we look to the field to him off Malarkey, well, that was the end. Sorry, that was the end of Malarkey's over. So this is Mark Wright, the other opener, bowling out his 4th over. He's got a short 3rd man, 2/3 in from the boundary. Then a deep cover point. Straight long off, wide long on, deepwood, backward square, almost coming round a, well, sorry, I've told you completely the wrong thing. Just imagine that all with a left-hander, coming round to a 3rd man position and then a deep point. So Jampala, pretty much the same positions to the left and right actually, so just switch around what I said there. If you've got the same on either side of the field, you'll work it out. Mark Wright comes in, Jampala to the leg side, that goes to mid-wicket, that'll just be a single. So now the danger man, Nandagam, on strike. They need maximums here, Paddies. They've only got 123 and they've got 9 balls left, and it's a smaller pitch here, Runaway Bay 2, much smaller than the main ground. So Nandagam, 53 not out, 1st ball back since retirement. Mark Wright to bowl. Down the ground. Long off comes round, picks it up. They're going to come back for 2. This is dangerous, and it is a direct hit there. Great fielding there from the deep, and that is Rakesh Jampala run out. It was a highly risky 2 there. No, it was only going to make it if that was a poor throw in. They had plenty of time, and that leaves Vivek Nandagam as the last man standing. A reminder now that he'll only be able to run 2s or hit boundaries, so it puts pressure on him for the last 8 balls. They wouldn't have run the 2 if it was Nandagam down the non-striker's end, but Rakesh, knowing that the pressure was on for extra runs, and now it's imploding a bit here, the Paddies innings. They got to around 80 odd, I think, for no wickets, and now they're 123 for 6, so the pressure really telling for Champagne Cricket Club with their 7 bowling options. Just waiting confirmation of the thrower there for the run out, but it was a good direct hit from the deep. So again, when we look at the field, it's third man, semi-catching position, just a little bit in off the boundary. Josh Hoskin, cover point on the deep. Long off, wide long on, mid-wicket, deep backward square leg. Nandagam on strike. Beautiful bowling, outside off stump from Mark Wright there, dot ball. That's what's going to happen now with the last man standing. See the 2s or boundaries, so we're going to see a few dot balls, that's for sure. Reminder, Nandagam heading up LMS Hyderabad now. For those of you in Hyderabad and looking to head into last man stands cricket. Let's watch this ball first. Into the offside, he's hit that beautifully. Is it going to beat the cover point? No, it's not. He has to go to ground though, and Nandagam doesn't risk the 2. You sense that he could have actually got the 2 there, but bit of a risk with over and over to go still. The next India Super Series in Hyderabad in April next year during the IPL. That one goes in the air. He's going to go for 2 here. Fielder picks it up in the deep, but it's going to be a comfortable 2 for Nandagam to end the 19th over. Score moves on to 126 for 7. Nandagam on to 56 not out. That's a good spell there from Mark Wright. 4 overs, 1 for 24. Excellent stuff from the big opening bowler. And I'm sure that we're going to see Andrew Malarkey bowling the last over here. He's had a wonderful spell so far. 2 for 19. They need a big over here, Paddies, to end the innings. From one stage, we were talking about them maybe getting 160 plus. Now they're 126 with 1 over to go and 1 wicket left. So a relative implosion. If we look down the scorecard, 56 and 38 at the top, then 1, 3, 14, 6, 6, 2. So it's really been about the opening partnership here today for the Paddies. And it is Andrew Malarkey back into the bowling attack to bowl the last over of the first innings of these sides, World Champs 2024. Into the gap there, well placed by Nandagam between long off and the cover. He'll get another 2. So if we look at the field now for the last man, it's that deep backward square, deep mid wicket, very wide long on, almost a mid wicket, long off, deep cover, and the wide third man. So the gaps Nandagam are going to be looking to target is that extra cover region and straight down the ground or hitting with the wind over the leg side. He's gone for that cover region. He's got the edge on it though. Third man comes round. Will he reach it? Bit of fancy footwork there in the deep from Josh Hoskin. He's been athletic down there as third man. Inching towards the end of this innings here. Nandagam just taking a breather, trying to see where the gaps are. So it's the extra cover and point region, or straight down the ground, or clearing aerial over the leg side will be what he's after. Bit of a pause here, which Nandagam will be thankful for. Slight delay here as we approach the end of this innings. So last 3 balls have yielded 3 2s. 3 balls left of this innings. Big swing and miss from Nandagam there. 2 balls remaining. Good last over here from Malarkey. It's been a great spell from him. 3.3 overs, 2 for 23 to go along with his 3 catches. Second last ball of the Paddies innings. Malarkey comes in, straight down the ground. Has he got enough on that though? I think he has. That's gone to the boundary, but not a 6. It's 4 there for Nandagam, but a much needed boundary. So he moves on to 64 off 45 balls. That's his 6th boundary there. Moves the score on to 134 for 7. This is the last delivery. A reminder that a home run, a 6, is worth 12 here. He's going to be targeting that straight or over mid-wicket. There's a deep backward square leg, deep mid-wicket, a wide long on, and a straight long off. You sense that he's going to go straight for the 6 on this last ball. Malarkey comes in on the legs, doesn't get hold of it. That's just a dot ball. Well bowled by Andrew Malarkey. Finishes with figures of 2 for 27 and 134 for 7, the Paddies innings. They look like getting a much bigger total at one stage, but Champagne Cricket Club really stepped to their task. They bowled well in the first 10 overs. The introduction of the spinners and the change of ends, the temptation to hit with the wind, started bringing dividends. They ended up with 7 wickets there. 2 to Andrew Malarkey, 2 to Will Crispin, 1 each to Mark Wright and Kane Story. But they all bowled well. 7 bowlers used for Champagne Cricket Club, the New Zealand champions, which is great to see. With the Paddies batting scorecard really dominated at the top. 64 not out by Vivek Nandagam. Really held up the innings. 64 off 46 balls. Monty Kulkarni 38. Then Abhishek Sharma 1. Pushpinder Singh Jasal 3. Adis Sundaresh 14. Taran Matana 6. Rakesh Champala 6. And Amit Kapoor 2. 135 the victory target for the Kiwis. We look forward to seeing you back for the run chase shortly. Well, welcome back. Here to the Paddies versus Champagne CC run chase by the Kiwis. Apologies for the delay in transmission. It's this excessive heat here in the Gold Coast. Really, really hot day today. Equipment all sweltering in the sun, but we should be back and okay. Replacement equipment seems to have all cooled down. You missed a big moment, unfortunately, in the first over, where the one and only great Liam Berry was sent on his way for a first baller with a terrific delivery by Taran Matana, LBW. Now it's in the 7th over, 1 ball left. Scores 44 for 1. Things are delicately poised. Required run rate to win 6.9. Current run rate 6.47. The bowlers so far, Taran Matana, good opening spell. 2 overs, 1 for 15. The all-important wicket of Liam Berry. Vivek Nandagam, 2 overs, none for 13. Amit Kapoor, 1 over, none for 5. Sundaresh and Pushpinder Singh Jasal also with an over apiece. Pushpinder Singh Jasal's over, only going for 3. High quality spin bowler. As do all of these Paddies bowlers. We've got Amit Kapoor back on for his 2nd over now, 8th over of the innings. Will Crispin has looked solid so far, 24 off 24 balls, 3 boundaries. And Andrew Malarkey, who starred in the fielding innings with 3 catches and 2 wickets as the opening bowler. On 21 off 13, he's looked really good with 3 boundaries so far. So things are delicately poised at the moment. So 89 runs required from 64 balls. Coming back for 2 there. Good running from the Kiwis. A reminder that Champagne CC are the current New Zealand champions. Paddies, the Australians from Sydney. Both very popular teams. Paddies have reached semi-final 2019 World Champs. Just full ball there outside off stump into the offside. Is it going to pierce the gap? Fielder comes round and it does. So that's another 4 for Andrew Malarkey. He's getting going. That's his 4th boundary. He's only faced 15 balls. Moves on to 27 now. He's the danger man here. 52 for 1 now for the Kiwis. Chasing 135 to win. One stage it was looking like potentially a much higher run chase. It's bunted in to long on just for a single. That was a solid opening shot start for the Paddies with the bat, with Vivek Nandigam hitting 64 not out and Michael Carney 38, including 2 maximums. But then there wasn't much from the rest of the order. Good pressure from the Champagne CC bowlers restricted Paddies to 134 for 7 off their 20 overs. Now they're looking good in reply, the Kiwis. 8th over of the game. Reminder, this is the 2nd match of the day here at Runaway Bay 2 on day 1 of the World Champs 2024, live from the Gold Coast, Queensland, Australia. Sweltering day here to welcome all the foreign teams. The Kiwis will be happy here that they've had their bowling innings already. It's tough work for them out there in the lunchtime heat. Just about to start the 9th over here. A slight delay as we get the scoring sorted out. Little glitch with the scorecard on the bottom of your screen at the moment. We're actually in the 9th over now. Ball comes in right on round the wicket. Bunted into the offside. If we look at the field here, we've got a wide long off, orthodox long on, deep mid wicket, deep backward square leg. Extra cover and a backward point on the boundary. Everyone on the boundary. Reminder, 8 fielders aside in LMS. 9th over here around the wicket, into the leg side there. Has he managed to find the gap? Fielder comes round, manages to get there. Well run on the boundary. Ball comes back in. It's Michael Carney bowling right on round the wicket here. Tidy over so far. Reminder that this is actually the 9th over, not the 8th, as on your scorecard. That one's just bunted to the leg side again, just a single to mid wicket. Tidy over here from Kulkarni, who earlier performed well with the bat, opening the batting. Hit 38, including 2 sixes. This comes in to complete his over outside the off stump there. Hit behind square, backward point coming round. Are they going to come back for 2? They do come back for 2. Throw comes in. It's comfortable for the Kiwis. So another solid over for them there as they try to chase down this relatively achievable target. That brings an end to the over. Just a reminder that is the end of the 9th over now. So a slight delay in the scorecard on your screens. Something with the umpire's phone, do you think? Or? What's it? Okay. There's a slight glitch with the scorecard, but it's about 64 after 9 overs. So start of the 10th over here. Champagne CC, the Kiwi champions, batting. Going well in pursuit of their target here to overcome the Sydney Siders from Australia. Reminder that we're on Runaway Bay, wicket 2 here. Vishak Sharma, the bowler. Sweltering day on the Gold Coast, mid-30s, extreme heat for these guys playing. Lucky it's only a 2-hour game. The offside there. Hit to deep cover, it'll just be the single. The Kiwis did very well in the first innings, keeping all the bowling tight, not giving away too much in the field, taking all their chances bar one. That was a difficult chance. Andrew Malarkey, the star, with 3 catches at long off. He also started with the ball with 2 wickets. Reminder that Taran Matano got an early wicket in this innings, getting out the dangerous Liam Paddies straight up. That's gone over long on, I think. Fielder comes back. Pushpinder Singh just out, doesn't quite get there. Just clears his head in the deep for a maximum. And they're looking good here, the Kiwis. Confident, only 1 wicket down. Almost a chance there. Just got enough of it to clear the long on fielder. Bowler comes in, tossed up, slog sweep to the leg side. Deep square leg, can't get round there, and that's another big 6 there. Very flat hit 6 there. I thought it was a 4 first up, but it went the whole way, beating the square leg fielder round to his left. So we've got the wide long off and the long on, mid wicket, deep square, deep cover point and a backward point here. Things swinging the way of Champagne Cricket Club, the Kiwis, in this Trans-Tasman battle. Opening game for these sides in the 2024, World Champs, we're almost 2025. Saying 2025 a lot during this game about India Super Series. The next World Champs next year will be in England. 20-year anniversary of Last Man Stands World Champs in England. But here is the opening day of World Champs 2024. A reminder that the champions, the Bangladeshis, Heritage, were not able to make the trip due to the tight Australian visa restrictions coming into this country. It's hugely disappointing for the whole tournament. But there's a lot of other top teams here from Australia, England, South Africa, New Zealand, across the world, America. Apologies to the countries I've left out off the top of my head there, but great to see everyone come together here on the Gold Coast for what will be a fantastic 8 days of cricket through to next Sunday. Reminder that finals day is next Sunday, 15th of December. Be streamed here on the Gold Coast, as all these World Champs games are. On Wednesday, the more social World Shield starts on the other pitches at the back here at Runaway Bay, the synthetic decks. But all these World Champs games happening at Mudra Bar, Nerang, Cricket Club and here at Runaway Bay. These top turf pitches. It's great to see everyone around here, socialising last night, getting to know the other teams, being a part of what's going to be a fantastic tournament. Reminder that the scorecard you see on the screen isn't quite right. Should have been counting the runs to be able to give you an exact update, but we're hoping that it will relaunch. It's a server issue at the moment. Ball's just placed down. Is it going to beat back with square leg? Deep on the boundary, comes around, gets it back in. 2 runs more there for Champagne CC. Here, I think we've got the retirement as well of Andrew Malarkey, so well batted to him. Fantastic batting, great innings. 3 or 4 minutes, okay, thanks. Got the notice through that the server is coming back after its rest. Should be back in 3 or 4 minutes. Hopefully I can give you a bit more detailed information about exactly what's going on, but a little bit, well, in the dark, but not quite in the dark here in the blazing Gold Coast sun. But with regards to the exact score, a little bit in the dark, just enjoying watching the action here. But the Champagne Cricket Club are going well into the second 10 here. Their run chase against Paddies from Sydney. Paddies desperately need a couple of wickets just to stem this flow. Good bowling there, tight stuff. Going to need a bit of that to be able to work their way back into this game. That looks like it could be just getting away from them a bit here. A lot of experience in this Paddies side, but also some highly experienced LMS players in the Champagne Cricket Club side. Took out the national champs in March this year. Won all of their games there. Just need a tight spell here, Paddies, to pull themselves back. Reminder that there's pools of 4 in this World Champs. Got to finish in the top 2 to get to the next stage, although the best 2 third place finishers also get through the last 16. Just a bit of a steady little flow of play here as the new Champagne Cricket Club partnership gets going. Paddy's just trying to pull things back a bit. Tight bowling from Jasal. Left-hander just plays it into the deep and it's another single there. A lot of work to do to get back into the match here after that retirement. Seven overs now. Steve said it should be right in a few minutes for the server or something. So a reminder that this tournament goes through to Sunday next week. Top 2 in each pool get through. Best 2 third place finishers. That'll be the last 16. On Wednesday, the World Shield gets going, the more social tournament here at Runaway Bay. As we look to see if we have a world champion from this part of the world for the first time. The first tournament, the first World Champs happened here in 2010, 14 years ago. LMS cricket started in 2005 in England. Slog swept to the leg side there. Just trot through for the single. Really hot conditions out there affecting everyone. That tournament in 2010 was won by South Africans, Protea Koyan, a young team from South Africa. We've got South African teams here in 2024. 2 of the favourites, Masagami and Santon as well. Good work from the keeper, Rakesh Chambala, just to make sure that there's only one run there. Tight passage of play here, and that's just gone down the leg side. Don't want to be giving away freebies here, the Paddies. At the moment it's looking like the Kiwis well on top with only one wicket down and a relatively achievable target. Mid 130s here they're chasing. Good keeper, Rakesh Jampala. We saw him in action in the World Cup Masters over in Barbados, where he was captain of one of the 2 Australian teams there at that tournament. Just to the leg side there, and it's gone through him. That was a chance that needed to be taken. Fielder came in there at deep mid-wicket, got into a decent position. Ball went right through him, so it wasn't only just a drop catch, but crucial extra runs. Well, I'll tell you what, I think everyone thought that was a wicket. Very disappointing stuff there. And we're just getting back into action here with the server back from its break. So I can give you a bit more detailed information. So the retirement of Andrew Malarkey came off just 23 balls, 5 fours, 2 sixes, following up his 2 wickets and 3 catches. What a starring performance from Andrew Malarkey. And he's really turned this game. Scored now 93 for 1 after 12 overs. So there's 40 balls left. 135 the victory target. So 42 needed from 40 balls. Just a required run rate of over 5 and over. Just over 5 and over now. Those 2 wides and a boundary, easing any pressure that the Paddies were building. And the boundary should have been a wicket. Mark Wright on 4 not out. The other opener, Will Crispin, 39 not out. He also bowled well, picking up 2 wickets. His spell was crucial in turning the tide in that first innings. And there's Pushpinder Singh Jasal bowling. And it's a free hit as well. So he's a very experienced player, Jasal. He's a wily bowler. How's he going to respond to the free hit? It's the new batsman on strike, Mark Wright. Jasal in, flatter to the leg side. It goes to backward square leg. That's just going to be a single. So we've received information that the no ball there was the keeper taking it in front of the stumps, so slightly unorthodox. Just into the leg side there for a single. Just coasting it here, Champagne CC, but they'll be aware that bonus points are important in these 4-team pools, particularly with the best 2 third-place sides also qualifying for the next round. To get the bonus points, they need to chase these runs before 16 overs, so they've got another 3.5 overs to do that, to get 38 runs, so they will be thinking about that. We have a look through the Paddies bowling figures so far. Taran Matano, well, great first up, getting an all-important wicket of Liam Berry, 2 overs 115. Vivek Nandagam, 3 overs none for 24. And sorry, I've just missed an important moment of action there. Apologies, Pushpinder. But he's just got his first wicket there. Will Crispin, out LBW. Solid innings from him, 41 off 37 balls. 2nd wicket for the Paddies now. Got through that ball too quickly just out. Took me by surprise. I was just trying to churn out a few stats to you to make up for the server brain fade for a while. So can this help turn the tide for the Paddies? There's still 38 runs needed for victory. 37 balls left though. You sense that they need another 3 really tight overs in a row just to get a bit of doubt into the Kiwi minds. We've seen Kiwi teams choke in the past. Will they do so again here? They seem to have this match won. But now, both openers are gone. Number 3's retired, Andrew Malarkey. Kane Story joins Mark Wright out there at the crease. Another LMS veteran. We saw him at the India Super Series, Kane. Kane also picked up a wicket in the first innings in a tight spell, 3 overs, 1 for 21. His partnership with the departing Will Crispin, who he's just replaced out there in the middle, was crucial with the ball at spin bowling spell. Just Sal onto the legs, just a single, working it away. That's all they need to do, and they know that. Inching their way towards victory here, but you sense that at some stage they're going to unleash. They only need 37 from 36 now, the Kiwis. It's going to be a remarkable turnaround. Paddy's got to be looking at picking up the losing bonus points here. To do that, they got 3 overs to stop the Kiwis getting 37 runs, so they look fairly solidly placed to do that. "13 overs, 99 for 2, 36 needed off 35 balls, just over 5 runs and over." Can the Sydney siders pull themselves back into this game? It's a very good spell so far from Giselle. 3 overs, 1 for 14. The other Paddy's player to pick up a wicket. Taran Matana, the opener, 1 for 15. We've also seen Vivek Nandagam, Amit Kapoor, Sundaresh, Kulkarni and Sharma complete the bowling attack so far. So both sides choosing to use 7 bowlers in these hot conditions. Also great to see everyone fully involved in the fielding efforts in this game. Great start to Taran Matana's 3rd over. Picked up the important wicket of the legendary Liam Bailey earlier for a first baller. Matana comes in again. Straight through to the keeper there, so it's good bowling here from Matana. Trying to just get a bit of pressure going on the new batsman, Mark Wright and Kane Story. Wright now 7 off 10 balls. Look at the last 5 balls, there's been 2 singles, a wicket and 2 dots, so well done to the Paddies. They've almost ensured that in these last 5 balls they're looking solidly on for the bonus points at least, but they'll have higher aspirations. The slower ball there goes out to long on. It should just be a single. Bit of a misfield there in the deep, but it's just a single. Brings on strike Kane Story. He's faced 1 ball and he's off the mark. What can he do with a second here, Story? Swipes on the offside, there's no fielder there. They had the point in an attacking position, which was unorthodox. He knew that, Story, and he had a slash. That 4 relieves the pressure substantially. Unorthodox stuff there from the Paddies. They went attacking, feeling probably that they need to bowl them out to win this game. But that's just relieved the pressure a little bit there. As Kane Story moves on to 5 off 2 balls. "104 for 2 now the score. Taran Matana, the last ball of his 3rd over coming up. Fielder's gone back on the boundary now. So deep point, back with 3rd man and a long off on the offside. Matana comes in, full outside, goes into the cover point region. He'll come in, is it going to be 2? He picks up the ball, quick arm in. Excellent running there from the New Zealanders. Come back for 2 in the heat. Keeps them ticking along to 106 for 2 after 14. They need 135 to win off 30 balls. So that's now less than a run a ball, 29 to win. Paddies will be also aware of the run rate in these tight 14 pools. Reminder, this is an 8-day tournament. Today, in theory, according to the forecast, should be the hottest day, which I think the players will be relieved about. Giselle's last over here. More famous as a player with the Rock Lobsters, but you would have seen him in the Super Series before. He's been Australia champion multiple times with the Rock Lobsters, but he's playing with Paddies this tournament. Sense that this over is another crucial one for Giselle to finish well and keep the pressure on. Difficult situation here of if you want more wickets or if you're just trying to constrain the runs with the Ratari, Malarkey in the sheds. Wickets always do stem a bit of the flow though. Mark Wright on strike here, defends it back to the bowler. He's on 9 off 13 balls now, so Paddies will be seeing him as a target to try and tie down. It's an excellent spell here from Pushpinder Singh Giselle. That goes through the offside. Fielder comes round, you can't get there. So just we were saying that about Mark Wright. It's his first boundary. Well played, sir. Moves on to 13. Pushing it through wider of long off to beat the man out there, and more pressure relieved off the Champagne Cricket Club. One ball left of Giselle's spell. Can he finish with a wicket? Comes in, toss it right up there. That goes high in the air, but it's going to fall safe. Keeper can't quite get there. Unlucky for Pushpinder Singh Giselle, but that's a very tidy spell for him. 4 overs, 1 for 20, economy of 5. Excellent stuff. There's now 5 overs left, 23 needed. 23 from 25 balls. There's still a chance here for the Paddies. Just looked at the scorecard there, led by Will Crispin's 41 and the crucial 50 off 23 balls by Andrew Malarkey. Mark Wright, 13 not out now. Kane Story, 8. Both the players have now got boundaries, so they'll be settled into it. Vivek Nandagam, the Hyderabad man, coming into the attack. He's flying over from India to play with his old mates, the Paddies. He's part of their side that reached the World Champ semi-final in 2019 in Sydney. Be looking for a similar run here. He's up against Mark Wright first up. Chopped into the offside. Deep cover comes round and it's just going to be a single. So you got a backward point on the boundary, a deep cover point. Long off, wide long on. Mid wicket. Deep backward square leg. It's the same for both the left and the right-handed batsmen, so they've just switched around here. Two singles to start the over for Vivek Nandagam. He'll be desperate for a wicket here to go with his retirement in the first innings. 64 or 46 balls. He really anchored the Paddies innings. Crucial 64 out of their total of 134. Follows up with a dot. Nandagam. Bowling spin here. Goes out to long on there. That's just going to be a single. So it's a tight over from Vivek. It's past the stage now where Champagne can win with bonus points. A reminder that if you chase down the opposition's total in less than 16 overs, you get 2 extra bonus points. So now those bonus points are going to the losing side, which if Paddies do lose this game, at least they'll pick up 2 losing bonus points, which are crucial in a pool of 4. Very tight end to Vivek Nandagam's spell. Just 3 runs off that last over, 2 dot balls. 4 overs, none for 27 to go with his 64 not out in the first inning. So an excellent game for the returning man from Hyderabad. Reminder that Hyderabad will be hosting the India Super Series in April next year, which also doubles up as the hosting time of the IPL. For any of you wanting to fly in from overseas, watch a bit of IPL and play some cricket in India, it's a great opportunity. The other 2 sides in this pool are here for the Beers and Humble Hibernators. Humble Hibernators, comprehensive winners over here for the Beers in the first game on this pitch today. top 2 in each pool go through to the round of 16, along with the best 2 third-place finishers. Which is why it's so crucial to pick up losing bonus points if you do lose a match. That's into the gap there, wide of long off, should go all the way to the boundary and does. So that's another 4 here. Champagne Cricket Club looking comfortable. Kane Story picks up his second boundary. Required run rate, only 4.2 now. Just 16 needed to win. Paddies will be aware that they want to take it as long as possible for the sake of their net run rate. Amit Kapoor comes in again. Spins the wrong way, that one. Well, I'm sure he meant it to span that way, but he pitched it in the wrong spot. So wide down the leg side, it relieves the pressure a little bit more. Just 15 required to win now. Bit of cloud building in the distance. Wonder if there's going to be a storm coming through before the end of the day, but this game's going to be safe from it, that's for sure. Kapoor outside the offside, that goes down a long off. It'll just be the single there. Outstanding bowling spell from Pushpinder Singh Jasal. 4 overs, 1 for 20. But Kane Story's come in here and hit 16 off just 10 balls, but it's marked right on strike now, the left-hander. Way outside off stump there, and Amit Kapoor, second wide in the over, is worth 3. He'll be disappointed with that. Means that just 11 runs are required for victory now. 3.2 overs left. Down the pitch, long on, comes round. Good fielding there in the deep. It's a single. Mark Wright moves on to 18 with that single. He's really batted solidly since coming in. He hasn't looked flustered. Knows he's had plenty of time. Just down to long off there. That brings an end to the 17th over. 126 for 2. Just 9 runs required for victory now off 3 overs. Wright on 18, not out. Story on 17, not out. Amit Kapoor, 3 overs, none for 24. Can the Paddies pull a rabbit out the hat here? It's looking difficult for them. Up against it. With 15 balls to bowl and only 9 runs required. Stranger things have happened though. Vastly experienced side. Bit of a conference here, slight drinks break, just assessing where to go from here. I think all the players happy for a bit of a break. It seems to be Kiwis needing the break more, sweltering in the heat. They're not used to these kind of conditions. Paddy's ready to go. Batsman come back out to the crease. Thanks again to Runaway Bay and all the staff. Their immaculate preparation of the pitches here. As always, such good hosts, such a great hosting club. That goes out to cover. Fielder comes round. They're going to look for 2 and they're able to do it off their drinks break. So the throw comes back in, but that's another 2 to the Kiwis. Just 7 required to win now. They've got the losing bonus points though, Paddies, but they'll still be looking to take this another over and a half if they can, just to help bring down their net run rate, which could be so crucial. Taran Matana, the opening bowler, bowling his last spell here. That one wide outside off stump, loses line a bit, uncharacteristic for him. So a 6 here would win the match for the New Zealand champions, Champagne Cricket Club. Their opening game of this World Champs 2024 from the Gold Coast, Australia. Matana comes in, goes hard at it, he edges it. It's going to go all the way to the boundary, down at third man. Monty Kulkarni can't quite get there, so that just means just 2 runs required for victory now. An edgy 4 from Kane Story, but he's batted well. 24 off just 14 balls since coming in, including 3 boundaries. Relieved any of the pressure that was building. backing up the crucial innings of Andrew Malarkey, 50 off 23 balls. So just 2 runs required, 13 balls remaining, and he looks like one winner here. Will it be Kane Story to hit the winning runs? Or can Taran Matana claim a second scalp of this game? He got the first one in his first over. Liam Berry, a prized wicket, comes in down the leg side. There we go. That's the second wide in his over. Bit of a damp way to end the game, because that's worth 3 as a second wide in the over. 136 for 2 after 17.3 overs. Champagne Cricket Club eventually coasting to a 6-wicket win over Paddies from Australia. So Paddies in the last tournament managed to take out the Kiwi champions, caught short. They're not able to overcome the New Zealand champions this time out though. They've gone down to a 6-wicket defeat despite the best efforts of Vivek Nandagam with the bat. Top scored with 64 and a retirement. Outstanding bowlers for the Champagne Cricket Club in the first innings were Andrew Malarkey with 2 wickets. He also got 3 catches at long off. Will Crispin with 2 wickets and a wicket apiece for Kane Story and Mark Wright. Kane Story and Mark Wright were there at the end, 18 and 27 not out, as Champagne Cricket Club coasted to victory. Will Crispin with a crucial 41 as the opener, but the star once again, Andrew Malarkey, 23 ball retirement, 50 runs off 23 balls, including 2 sixes, 5 fours. Terrific stuff from the big man. With the ball, a good effort by the Paddies bowlers. They just didn't have enough runs on the board. They knew that they wanted to have more than 150 to defend. Didn't quite get there. Taran Matana got a big wicket of Liam Berry early on, but Pushpinder Singh Jasal was the only other bowler to pick up a wicket in a tight spell, 4 overs, 1 for 20. Both sides used 7 bowlers, which is great to see. But in the end, it's a comprehensive win for Champagne CC to get their tournament off to a flyer. The other 2 teams in this pool, Humble Hibernators and Here for the Beers to come. Reminder that you need to finish in the top 2 to get through to this next stage, or be one of the 2 best 3rd place finishers. So there's still everything to play for the Paddies. But for now, that's the end of this game.